this month that I'm going to do my Hayzbetts Speaks video. I know it's already, is it the 12th today? Yeah, it's the 12th today. I'm sorry it's so late. It's just been hectic. Okay. Because I am vlogging every day as well in March. Plus I had my makeup video. I've done a haul. I look after Immy. I work. You know, I see people. It's hard trying to fit it all in, and I just haven't seemed to have found time. Plus I've been ill for about a week now. I might not look ill, but I'm not right. So I've just not got round to doing the Hayzbetts Speaks video, but I'm going to do it now, and I'm going to pre-warn you all, it's going to be a bit of a ranty one because it's a subject that pisses me off a lot. And this video, I have talked about this before actually, but I'm going to do just a dedicated video this time, and it's probably going to get me some hate, but it's my opinions. This month's video is about benefits and... Benefits, yeah. Go on, you can play. Huh? Yes. So, benefits. How do I feel about benefits? I think benefits are a good thing if they're not abused. I feel like a lot of people abuse the benefits system, including the government. The government haven't got a fucking clue about benefits. They just keep wanting to cut it to make money back, but there are people who rely on those benefits to survive. Me being one of them. I'm on benefits. It's all going to be changing to, I think it's universal credit. I don't know that much about it, but it's basically they're putting them all together. But I currently receive child tax credit, working tax credit. I get child benefit, which everybody who's got kids gets. I also get housing benefit, and I get council tax support because I'm a single parent who works. I currently work 25 hours a week, which doesn't sound a lot, but that's what I can do to fit in with my child. I don't want to work full time and not see her, because then I'm going to be even more out of pocket. I could get benefits to help with childcare costs, but I will still have to pay some out. And I don't want work to dominate my life. I don't want money to be more important than Immy. So I work 25 hours, but I'm quite happy with 25 hours. That's enough for me. I work Monday to Friday, and then I get weekends off. I'm not going to say how much benefit I get because it's nothing to do with anybody except myself. But I don't get a lot. I just about survive every month. I normally, on a monthly, regular basis, have to sell things to tide myself over. Some of that is because I do have some debt, which is my own fault, but majority of it is just general living costs. Things like rent goes up, gas and electric go up, but the wages don't seem to correspond with it. So it's hard. It's hard. But anyway, benefits. I know that I think it's housing benefit is being cut. One of them's being cut. I think it's housing benefit. Council tax relief is an absolute joke. I don't actually really get that. I think I get about 80p a week to help towards my council tax, which is a joke. My house that I live in is a Band B property, which means that I have to pay more council tax than, say, my mum and dad who are in a Band A, and that's because of the location where I am, the size of the house, this, that and the other. I private rent. There are a few reasons why I private rent. One, the council houses in my town are disgusting. Majority of them, or flats, majority of them are in areas filled with drug takers, and I don't want my child around that. Or they are, what, baby? Yes, come in. Or they are like the opposite end of town from her school. My town is quite a big town, and I'm not going to make her walk 3 or 4 miles to school and then 3 or 4 miles home every day. So I like the location that I'm in. It's a safe street. I like the size of my house, so I pay for it myself. But yeah, I need my benefits to help me survive. I know other people who are in the same situation as me who need their benefits to survive, and to find out that they're going to be getting cut just scares me, because I think, well, how am I going to be able to cope? How am I going to be able to live? I know back in the day they didn't have... Yeah, lovely, you keep it. You keep it, thank you. I know back in the day they didn't have benefits, but that's the way society is nowadays. The things that roll me up are people who get benefits who I don't think deserve them. There are people who do. There are lots of different types of benefits. There's the ones that I listed, and then obviously you get things like incapacity benefit, you get carer's allowance, you get benefits if you adopt kids or foster them, you get benefits if you are too sick to work. But people abuse the system. Oh, I've got a bad back, I can't work. And then you see them out painting their house and stuff, you know, and it just, benefit cheats really piss me off. And then you get the people who claim things like job seekers allowance, who, Immy's got a whoopee cushion, who just can't be bothered to get a job. Some people genuinely cannot get a job, and that doesn't bother me. With that, there should be more jobs available. I know some people it's to do with location or whatever. I'm limited because I can't drive. I'm lucky that I've got a job that I can walk to every day. But there are the lazy people who can't be bothered. Let's use Jeremy Kyle as an example. The people who go on the Jeremy Kyle show, majority are on benefits, and they sit at home smoking drugs all day. And it winds me up. I get the women who come in the shop. I take him to school and I see them up there, and then they drop their kids off, and then they come to my shop, because my shop's got a post office in it. They go and get their benefits, and then they come to my till and buy scratch cards and cigarettes and alcohol with their child benefit money. And you just think, one, that's supposed to be for your kids. Two, I'm working and paying tax and NI to give back to you, who is too friggin' lazy to go out and get a job. Do a cleaning job. Cleaning jobs are not easy, I'm not saying they are. My mum did cleaning for years and years, and it can be hard work. Please don't touch. It can be hard work. But it's still a job. 8-10 hours a week, 2 hours a morning. Yeah, just go out and... I'm not saying it's easy, just go out and get a job. I know it's hard to get a job, but not being funny, I've been in my job for the last 13 years, and in the last 6 months, I have applied for 2 jobs, one of which I got, but I didn't take because I couldn't do the hours, and the other one, I got offered an interview. I think about 150 people applied for the job, and 3 of us got interviews. But I looked in, when she told me the money that I would be getting, I would be very much decreased from what I earn now, so I had to turn that one down as well. But these people are trying to get a job, and they don't. They just go to the job centre and sign on, they do a half-assed attempt, and that's it. And it pisses me off. Then you get the women who just have kids to have more benefits and have an excuse to not work. That annoys me. I see them come in the shop and they've got these kids coming behind them, they shout at them, they scream at them, and you just think, why have you got kids? It's disgusting. And I get so annoyed. And the other one that annoys me is you get the immigrants come in. Immigrants is a completely separate issue, but they come in, they get given houses, they get money, they come in. Some of them come over and get jobs and work bloody hard, like respect to them, but the ones who come over here, don't work, come in my shop, get their friggin' benefits, and then they come to the till and buy alcohol and they stink of vodka or something. Oh my god. And they just get benefits like that. And then there's the ones who claim child benefits for kids that aren't in this country. How is that fair? I can't move to America and claim benefits and then send it back here because Jimmy lives here. That's ridiculous. They come in, oh, my children live in Poland, but I want to claim benefits from. Here you go, have some money. And then they send it all home. How is that fair? This is what the government needs to cut, because giving money to children that are not in this country, how is that logical? That money is money that the government could be saving, and then you're not having to take it off of people like me who work. It's not my fault I ended up in the situation that I'm in. I didn't ask for my husband to leave me. It happened. We didn't love each other anymore. We split up. It happens. I don't appreciate the government thinking, oh, she's a single parent, oh, we're going to take some more money off her. How is that fair? It's not fair. But unfortunately, it's life. And it gets, you can tell, I'm getting really pissed off with it. I'm getting really rolled out. And there are people who work so hard and still end up, like, I know someone, I'm very, very close to somebody who keeps getting bad breaks in life, and they keep getting jobs and they work so hard at their jobs, and then they get let go through no fault of their own. It's through the companies, and it annoys me because these people want to work and they will do whatever hours. I mean, one of them that I know works a lot of nights at the moment. They'll go to work at like 7 o'clock at night and get home at like 7, 8 o'clock in the next morning. And they will work a whole night through and still can't catch a break. And then you get people who, oh, I can't get a job, I've got a broken nail. That really annoys me, when there are people who genuinely want to work and can't, and then there are people who either don't work because they can't be bothered, or they have a job, but they don't do anything in it. They don't apply themselves. And you just think, oh my God. It winds me up. Like, I know somebody who said that they didn't want to get a job in somewhere like Tesco because they thought it was degrading on them. This coming from a person who wore tracksuits every day and smoked joints. How can you sit there and say that you find Tesco degrading? It's a job. I'm friends with people who have been men. I'm friends with people who work in the NHS, in the dental industry. I know people who are nurses who look after special care babies. I know people who have their own businesses. A job is a job. I don't think jobs are degrading. I think that a job is a job. Things like stripping can be classed as degrading, but at least they're still earning money. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying go out and be a stripper. I'm just saying at least they're doing something to get money. But it winds me up. The benefit system winds me up because I think that they come far too easily to certain people. You go up the local council, I can't afford my house, I need some money, you go have some money. And they just get benefits, and I don't see how that's fair when there's people like me who works hard and has always worked. The only time I've not worked since I was 15 years old is when I had 9 months off for maternity leave. It's the only time in my life I've not worked. The rest of my life I've worked. And I just don't understand how people like me, who do the right thing, end up out of pocket, and then there's people who do fuck all and yet they get loads of money. I don't understand how it works. And that's another one. People who earn loads of money who claim benefits. People who are on like 25, 30 grand a year who still claim benefits. How is that fair? I think benefits should be for people who need them. People who are in a situation like I'm in, people who are too sick to work, people who have been forced, I mean, all these poor sods who have like been made redundant because their companies have gone into liquidation or something. I think they deserve benefits because they've lost their job through no fault of their own, and then try and get another one and they might not be able to. People who come out the army who then can't get a job. You know what? I don't think the government in this country knows how to look after the people of this country. I don't think the government knows how to look after the British people. I think that they put immigrants above the people of this country. And yet if you went to somewhere, I'm really bad with geography, like Islam, is it Islam? There are certain countries, like Agrabah. Is Agrabah an actual place? I don't know, I'm being blonde now. I'm insulting a lot of people in this video, aren't I? There are countries that if you go to them and you steal, you get your hand chopped off. In this country, you get a smack on the wrist and then you perhaps get put in prison if you continue to do it, where you live better than some people outside. I don't know, I get really annoyed. It really winds me up the way this system works. But anyway, I think I may need to stop because I'm ranting. Let me know what you think of the benefit system below and what you think of how some people abuse it and claim all this money that they don't need. Look at these people who get stuff on the NHS. Like that, is it Josie Gibson or Jodie Gibson or whatever her fucking name was, who got a boob job on the NHS because she was depressed. Load of rubbish. And yet there are people out in this country who genuinely need surgery and can't afford it. How is that fair? But anyway, I'm digressing now. Let me know down below what you think of our current situation and our benefit system. I clearly don't know what I'm talking about half the time. There's a cat moving my tripod.
Are you kidding?
But yeah, I'm going to go and try and calm myself down because now my headache that I had earlier has just got even worse. So, great stuff. I hope you guys are all okay. I'm going to go and cry in a dark room. And I will see you in a couple of weeks with my conclusion to this video. I don't quite know what that will be, but we'll see. Bye guys.